Speaking of the toilet, the Detroit Lions have been in the law for a long time. I'm so sorry, Matt Derry. I'm so sorry, Matt Derry.
Oh.
Matt is my guy.
Gosh.
Matt is my guy.
How about that toss?
You can't toss over here like that.
They just made a pick, James Mitchell from Virginia Tech, and they just traded out of their 6th-round pick. I'm very glad we get to talk to my friend Matt, and Kai is with him right now.
It's day 3. Things have gone downhill quickly, clearly. Matt Derry, a lot of good things for Detroit in this draft so far. We are at that point where, maybe we don't know as many of these names, right? So we've got tight end James Mitchell out of Virginia Tech, and then also the Lions traded back to get more picks, apparently. So is this a tight end that could make the roster that we think at this point, possibly?
Oh, yeah, Kai. No, they need a tight end in the worst way. And despite the fact that Peter Bukowski thinks they're going 0-17 this year, they do need another tight end to go with T.J. Hawkinson.
Mm-hmm.
They tried Daniel Fells last year. They've had some other veterans. Brock Wright, who is a UDFA, is back, but he's more of a blocker. There was a big gap between tight end 1 and tight end 2 on this team. And if you know, Dan Campbell wants to run the football.
Yep.
He wants 12 personnel at times with 2 tight ends on the field. And they needed a second tight end. You get James Mitchell, who in 2020, his yak yards were incredible. Yards after the catch for tight ends in the country. Tore his ACL last year, or else he would have been a day 2 pick. So I like the value here. It's a need. And he can block, too. And that's something very important to a former tight end and the head coach, Dan Campbell.
Are they trading back, trying to get some more bodies in there just to compete for some of these spots, you think?
Yeah, they didn't have a 7th-round pick after the disastrous Trinity Benson trade last year. So now they just go back from 181 to 188, and then they add a 7th-rounder. This is a roster that still needs some help. I would assume a backup tackle, some offensive line help is coming soon. I would assume maybe a linebacker. We know Brad Holmes loves defensive tackles. I also would not rule out here, Kai, a developmental quarterback with one of these last 3 picks that the Lions have here.
Certain possibility. Thank you for joining us, Matt. I'll let you go. You don't have to take any more of this abuse from Peter. Unfortunately, we do have to toss it back to him, so God knows what he'll say at this point, but hopefully he'll be nice.